have time to block. And is the Sunken going to come in, though? He's throwing those drones and the Zerglings in the way to stop those Zealots from getting in and attacking that Sun Colony. He's a little bit vulnerable on the right side, though. Not as many Zerglings on the right side, so he could theoretically get hit over there, and that's exactly where the Zealots are going. No, the Zealots turn around and head south. They stop moving. Maybe they were meeting up with some reinforcements is what might have been happening there. But they losing a golden opportunity to go over to that right side there, and now they try and poke in at this left again. He could, if there was just those like 8 Zerglings and that one Sun Colony, he might have been able to break in there, but there was more Zerglings, the second Sun Colony, so he's instead going to move off to the right instead, and move off to the right and try and attack that expansion base on the right side. Oh man, nicely done by Jaedong, trying to snipe that Corsair mid-rally. One Scourge lands, the other doesn't hear you. I'm trying to push in on the right side here. A Sun Colony morphs in just in the nick of time. There's not very many Zerglings. He is starting to get some hits on that. Drones being pulled off the line to try and block these Zealots, but a couple get through and are attacking that Sun Colony. If he can get some hits on that Sun Colony, he might be able to take it down. Tons of Zerglings rushing in from the left, though, so they are going to be able to trolley take care of those Zealots. The Zealots have to run off with the second Sun Colony there, and they're going to get cleaned up. Wow, hardcore style. And oh no, the Corsairs moving in to try and distract, and half the Corsairs get picked off by Scourge. Beautifully done. There's now a Spore Colony there as well, which weakened some of the Corsairs. So nicely done by Jaedong. And oh man, that one Zealot, is he going to get out alive? No, he's not going to get out alive. Oh, missed micro by Jaedong, but oh, is he going to get the Archon too? The Archon trying to venture out to help the Zealots, gets trapped. Oh, is the Archon fights its way out, but oh, still gets pinned in. Oh, and the Archon goes down as well. Wow, and that was a lot of resources lost. This first 2 had Templar, and look at this. Now, natural expansion, partly in breach. Scourge coming in to try and finish off those Corsairs. If they go out again, if they venture out again, the Zealots are going to be able to finish off those Zerglings. And look at this, Suicide Scourge going in, trying to pick off those Corsairs. He gets one, and the Corsairs just dancing around long enough for that single cannon to pick off the other Scourge and protect them. But still, something we've been seeing a little bit more lately, actually. That's kind of a new thing that we've seen Zerg players do, is actually suicide in those Scourge to pick things off, keep the Corsair count low. Usually they wouldn't go in anywhere near cannons. Anyway, so Jaedong has his fourth base up now, and he can drone up more right now if he wants to, because Pure has no army at all whatsoever. And look at he's got out the Mutas as well. Mutas coming out. Pure has 3 Corsairs. He's morphing an Archon, so it's a good combination to keep the Corsairs above the Archon. Use the Archon to kill Scourge that would otherwise kill off the smaller amount of Corsairs. I mean, unless you just have like 8 or 9 Corsairs, in which case you can usually just kill off Scourge as they come in. Greater Spire morphing. Wow, Greater Spire morphing for Jaedong. He's got a lot of Mutas. He's got some Scourge here as well, but there's several Corsairs and an Archon. Archon gets a couple hits on those Mutas, but he's dancing it out and attacking, trying to stay out of range. The Corsairs hitting those Mutas as well, but the Scourge picking off a few of those Corsairs. The Archon not doing its job of protecting the Corsairs from the Scourge, and now there's just down to a single Corsair. Mutalists pick off the Archon as well, and are now going to be able to kill off the Zealots. That single Corsair has had to run for its life. Zealots are going to have to run back as well. Pure has managed to get a 3rd base up, though, somehow amidst all this. And look at this. Those Mutas are forcing him to spend more High Templar on yet another Archon. That might probably, if it follows the pattern, and look at this, the DT drop doing nothing, and if that Archon follows the pattern of those previous Archons, it will do nothing. Tons of Zerglings on the map, and look at this, he's just so far ahead, he's just plunking down all kinds of tech. Defiler Mound, Ultralisk Cavern. Pure going to try and drop in another DT up here at the main base. Overlords are heading there currently, but because he went for such a quick hive, he didn't have time to research the speed for the Overlords, so they are slow Overlords, and it looks like he sees it coming, though, and the drones are going to be able to run away. The DT gets caught. But now Jaedong running in with Zerglings at that 3rd base as well, picks off the cannons, going after the Nexus. He doesn't really have an army to send in here, but these Zealots might be able to pick him off. The probes, probes attacking as well. The Zealots, the probes drop, stopping the Zealots from getting next to the Zerglings, but he does manage to get the Zerglings just in time with a single-digit hit points left on that Nexus. The shields are going to start recharging now, and this new base for Pure, the 4th base attempted, is going to get shut down before it can start up as well. Scourge forcing those Corsairs back. Oh my gosh, everything is going wrong for Pure. Finally getting a little bit of an advantage here by killing off these Zerglings pretty effectively. They just run in a straight line into that Zealot and Archon combo. Oh my god, that is such a precarious Nexus. Here comes some Zerglings though. Are they going to go for the Nexus? No, they go for the Archons. And one of the Archons at 2 hit points, also very, very close to death. But man, there's the Greater Spire units coming out now. Guardians and Devourers, very, very nicely. I always like when they actually make a couple Devourers. They're a little bit cheaper than the Guardians anyways. Ooh, Dark Archon in the mix though. We'll see what happens with that. Oh, and he loses the shuttle as well. Oh, and Pure just, he's just nodding his head with almost resignation since everything is going wrong, and he GG's. He knows he's going to lose that 6 o'clock base. He knows Jaedong has tons of tech units, and there's nothing he can do about it. So Pure is pretty much eliminated from the OSL now. Actually, he is eliminated from the OSL since in his group, Jaedong is now 2-1, and C is 2-0. So yeah, Pure is 0-3 now. Duh. So never mind. There's obviously no way he can get out. I was thinking he might be 1-2 for some reason, but no. Pure 0-3 out of the OSL round of 16. A little bit disappointing. He's been a really great up and coming. Well, I mean, he's already been up, and he's already come up to a high level. To never mind. He's not up and coming. He's already been good, is what I'm saying. But up and coming as far as getting into the high rounds of the Star Leagues and really making a name for himself. So Pure getting eliminated, not going to be able to make a name for himself this Star League. Jaedong, however, is probably going to advance. There is a possibility that C will lose to Hydra, and then there will be a 3-way tie between C, Jaedong, and Hydra, which would be very, very difficult for Jaedong to lose out of that as well. But it's still technically a possibility. He hasn't quite gotten out of the round of 16 yet. But Jaedong pretty much assured now a berth in the round of 8. So very exciting to see him getting into the OSL. And I'm going to have to spoil the MSL a little bit here for you. I did go back and watch. I wasn't able to cast Jaedong's 3rd game against Cal. I'm sorry for that again, that I just didn't have time before I left town. But Jaedong did, in fact, win that game, so he is in the round of 8 of the MSL as well. So Jaedong in both Star Leagues, along with Flash probably in both Star Leagues as well. I'm not sure if Stork is still in the MSL, but Stork is going to be very likely getting into the OSL as well. So it's going to be a very, very strong OSL this season. Really looking forward to these Star Leagues. OSL and MSL are both going to be really, really exciting. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this match. Thanks very much for watching. I'm going to do it a little bit out of order and go on to Group B from Group C. And do Zero versus Hyuk, which should be a fun ZVZ. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. GG.